Hi, brothers and sisters. Welcome to Lectus Training on Sunday Readings. Today we'll prepare for the readings of March 19, the fourth Sunday of Lent. Our reference books tell us that in the first reading, God directs Samuel to go to the house of Jesse to offer a sacrifice and invite Jesse and his family. God has chosen from among Jesse's sons a new king to replace Saul, who disobeyed God. God has chosen David, the youngest. So it is clear that David was not chosen by human standards, but by God's standards. This is a narrative, so observe the changes of tone to show the different characters: the Lord, Samuel, Jesse, and the narrator. Enliven the dialogue between the Lord and Samuel as each of Jesse's sons are presented. Put emphasis in this line. Observe pauses or slashes before each paragraph for emphasis and to avoid rushing your reading. Here are more tips to help you in your proclamation. This direction is spoken with authority. This is a thought, so speak softly. A thought of David, so speak softly here. Still soft here, but with authority. This is now the Lord's line. Emphasize this very important insight. Say this gently. Samuel is disappointing Jesse. Jesse is discounting the possibility that his son David is important. Now Samuel speaks with authority. Use an admiring tone here as Samuel describes David. This should be said in a decisive tone. Speak with solemnity. An important ritual is being described. Say, Samuel, Samuel, Jesse, Jesse, Bethlehem, Bethlehem, Eliab, Eliab. It is also correct to say Eliab. So it is Eliab or Eliab. Anointed, anointed. Appearance, stature, stature. Sacrificial, sacrificial. Banquet, banquet. This is a question answerable by yes or no, so raise your voice at the end. This is ruddy. It means reddish. So we imagine that David had a reddish face. Now let's practice with the full text. First reading. A reading from the first book of Samuel. The Lord said to Samuel, "Fill your horn with oil and be on your way. I am sending you to Jesse of Bethlehem, for I have chosen my king from among his sons." As Jesse and his sons came to the sacrifice, Samuel looked at Eliab and thought, "Surely the Lord's anointed is here before him." But the Lord said to Samuel, Do not judge from his appearance or from his lofty stature, because I have rejected him. Not as man sees does God see, because man sees the appearance, but the Lord looks into the heart. In the same way, Jesse presented 7 sons before Samuel. But Samuel said to Jesse, "The Lord has not chosen any one of these." Then Samuel asked Jesse, "Are these all the sons you have?" Jesse replied, "There is still the youngest, who is tending the sheep." Samuel said to Jesse, "Send for him. We will not begin the sacrificial banquet until he arrives here." Jesse sent and had the young man brought to them. He was ruddy, a youth handsome to behold, and making a splendid appearance. The Lord said, "There, anoint him, for this is the one." Then Samuel, with a horn of oil in hand, anointed David in the presence of his brothers. And from that day on, the Spirit of the Lord rushed upon David. The word of the Lord. The responsorial psalm is a hymn of trust in Jesus, our good shepherd. Responsorial psalm. The Lord is my shepherd, there is nothing I shall want. The Lord is my shepherd, I shall not want. In verdant pastures he gives me repose. Beside restful waters he leads me, he refreshes my soul. The Lord is my shepherd, there is nothing I shall want. He guides me in right paths for his name's sake. Even though I walk in the dark valley, I fear no evil, for you are at my side with your rod and your staff that give me courage. The Lord is my shepherd, there is nothing I shall want. You spread a table before me in the sight of my foes. You anoint my head with oil, my cup overflows. The Lord is my shepherd, there is nothing I shall want. Only goodness and kindness follow me all the days of my life, and I shall dwell in the house of the Lord for years to come. The Lord is my shepherd, there is nothing I shall want. The second reading exhorts us to walk as children of the light. Light produces the good fruits of goodness, generosity, and justice, which give everybody what is due to him, and enables a person to do the good works. Use a clear and cheerful tone. Provide contrast by strategic pauses so that your listeners will appreciate the difference between living in darkness and living in the light. The last paragraph is very crucial, because this is the foundation of the whole reading. Your tone must give hope to your listeners. Put some energy to it so that they will feel Christ as their source of light. More tips here for your proclamation. Paul's tone here is encouraging. Things have changed for the better for the Ephesians. Read this line slowly. Paul is advising here, not accusing. Emphasize the words, expose them. Read more slowly and increase the volume here. Read this quotation as a proclamation. It's like an announcement. No. Let's practice with the full text. Second reading. A reading from the letter of St. Paul to the Ephesians. Brothers and sisters, you were once darkness, but now you are light in the Lord. Live as children of light, for light produces every kind of goodness and righteousness and truth. Try to learn what is pleasing to the Lord. Take no part in the fruitless works of darkness. Rather, expose them, for it is shameful even to mention the things done by them in secret. But everything exposed by the light becomes visible. For everything that becomes visible is light. Therefore, it says, "Awake, O sleeper, and arise from the dead, and Christ will give you light." The word of the Lord. The verse before the Gospel tells us that Jesus is the light of the world. He is the source of our guidance for our journey and the light toward which we all travel. I am the light of the world, says the Lord. Whoever follows me will have the light of life. That's it, brothers and sisters. Thank you. Join me again next week for the readings of March 26, the 5th Sunday of Lent. Until then, goodbye, and God bless you all. Again, thank you.